What if I told you that the decisions you make right now in your 20s can quietly shape your financial future for the rest of your life? Most people think wealth is about luck, timing, or some big break. Jim Rohn believed something very different. He said your 20s are not for comfort, they're for construction. Every habit you build, every skill you ignore, every excuse you repeat is setting a direction. And the scary part, direction matters more than speed. Stay with me until the end, because one of these lessons could completely change how you see your time, your money, and your future. Lesson 1. Your philosophy comes before your paycheck. The fundamental error most young professionals make is believing that their bank account is a reflection of their boss's generosity or the state of the economy. Jim Rohn's most transformative insight was that your income is a mirror of your internal philosophy. In your 20s, it is incredibly easy to fall into the trap of externalizing your failures. You might blame the rising cost of living, a difficult supervisor, or the lack of opportunities in your specific town. However, Rohn argued that while you cannot change the wind, you can always adjust your sails. Your philosophy, the way you process information and the values you hold, is the rudder that steers your life. If your philosophy is rooted in the idea that life is happening to you rather than for you, you will remain a victim of circumstance. To grow your paycheck, you must first grow the person receiving it. This means adopting a mindset of radical responsibility, where you stop looking at your salary as a fixed number and start seeing it as a variable that fluctuates based on the value you bring to the marketplace. Developing a robust personal philosophy requires a departure from the 90-employee mindset and an embrace of the entrepreneurial soul. Most people work just hard enough not to get fired, and in return the company pays them just enough so they don't quit. This is a stalemate of mediocrity. Rohn suggested that the way to break this cycle is to realize that wealth is not something you pursue, it is something you attract by the person you become. If you want more, you must be more. In your 20s, this means auditing your beliefs about money and work. Do you view work as a burden to be endured until the weekend, or as an opportunity to refine your character? If your philosophy is one of minimum effort for maximum gain, you are setting a low ceiling on your potential. Conversely, if you cultivate a philosophy of excellence, where you provide more value than you are paid for, you create a vacuum that the universe and the market eventually feels compelled to fill with compensation. The danger of neglecting your philosophy in your 20s is that you might spend a decade climbing a ladder only to find it is leaning against the wrong wall. Your philosophy dictates your choices, and your choices dictate your results. Without a grounded sense of discipline and a hunger for growth, even a massive windfall of money will eventually vanish, as evidenced by many lottery winners who lack the philosophy to manage wealth. Rohn emphasized that it's not what happens that determines your major future, it's what you do about what happens. This is a call to mental arms. It requires you to stop complaining about the unfairness of the world and start focusing on the readiness of your mind. When you stop asking why is this happening and start asking what can I learn from this, your income begins its inevitable climb to match your new level of consciousness. Lesson 2. Skills pay bills, not intentions. We live in a world that often rewards participation, but the marketplace only rewards value. You may have the best intentions in the world. You might want to help your family, donate to charity, or build a legacy, but intentions have a market value of 0. Jim Rohn's mantra to work harder on yourself than you do on your job is the ultimate blueprint for skill acquisition. In your 20s, your primary job isn't to make money, it's to make yourself valuable. A job pays you to perform a task. Working on yourself prepares you to command a fortune. Every hour you spend honing a high-income skill, whether that is persuasive communication, technical engineering, or strategic leadership, is an investment that compounds. While your peers are working for a paycheck, you should be working for an education. If you focus solely on your job, you will make a living. If you focus on your skills, you will make a fortune. The concept of skill stacking is particularly relevant for the modern era. Rohn understood that a single skill makes you a laborer, but a combination of skills makes you a rare commodity. In your 20s, you have the neuroplasticity and the lack of domestic responsibilities that allow you to fail forward quickly. You can spend your evenings learning how to code, your weekends practicing public speaking, and your mornings studying psychology. When you combine these disparate threads, You become unfireable. You are no longer just an accountant. You are an accountant who can sell, lead a team, and automate workflows. This makes you an outlier. Most people stop learning the moment they walk across the stage at graduation, effectively retiring their minds at age 22. By choosing to remain a perpetual student, you ensure that your value in the marketplace remains on an upward trajectory while others plateau. The marketplace is not a judge of your soul, it is a judge of your utility. This can feel cold, but it is actually liberating. It means that if you are unhappy with your current financial status, you have a direct lever you can pull. You can learn something new. Rohn taught that disgust can be a powerful motivator. Being disgusted with mediocrity should drive you toward the mastery of a craft. Don't wish things were easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for fewer problems, wish for more skills. In your 20s you should be a sponge, absorbing the wisdom of mentors and the technical nuances of your industry. When you reach a level of mastery where you can solve problems that others find impossible, the bills will no longer be a source of stress. They will be a minor footnote in a life defined by abundance and capability. Lesson 3. Habits decide your future quietly. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. Conversely, failure is not a single cataclysmic event. It is a few errors in judgment repeated every day. Jim Rohn's philosophy on habits is centered on the idea of drifting. No one plans to be broke at age 40, yet millions of people arrive there because they drifted through their 20s. Habits are the silent architects of our destiny. They operate beneath the surface of our conscious awareness, shaping our health, our relationships, and our bank accounts. In your 20s, the difference between reading 10 pages of a book or watching an extra hour of television seems negligible. However, over a decade, that habit creates a chasm between the person who has read 300 books and the person who has consumed 3,000 hours of mindless entertainment. One has a mind sharpened for opportunity. The other has a mind dulled by distraction. The power of habits lies in their compounding nature. In the beginning, the results of good habits are almost invisible. If you save $100 today, you aren't wealthy. If you go to the gym today, you aren't fit. This delayed gratification is why most people abandon good habits in favor of instant vices. In your 20s, you must develop the maturity to look past the immediate and focus on the ultimate. Rohn spoke often about the slight edge, the small things that are easy to do but also easy not to do. It is easy to keep a journal, it is easy not to. It is easy to set goals, it is easy not to. The tragedy of the human experience is that most people choose the path of least resistance, not realizing that it leads to a life of maximum struggle. By automating your excellence through habits, you remove the need for constant willpower, allowing your daily routine to carry you toward your goals. To change your life, you must change your 24 hours. You cannot expect a different harvest if you continue to plant the same seeds. Your 20s are the time to audit your default settings. What do you do the moment you wake up? How do you react when you receive your paycheck? How do you spend your wind-down time? If these habits are not aligned with the person you want to become, they are actively working against you. Rohn emphasized that we must all suffer from one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, while the pain of regret weighs tons. By building habits of frugality, continuous learning, and physical health now, you are essentially buying insurance against a future of mediocrity. You are creating a quiet momentum that will eventually erupt into loud success. Lesson 4. Your circle shapes your ceiling. One of the most profound truths Rohn ever shared was that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is not just a catchy motivational phrase, it is a biological and sociological reality. Humans are mimetic creatures. We subconsciously adopt the speech patterns, the work ethic, and most importantly, the expectations of our peer group. If you hang out with 4 people who are constantly complaining about their dead-end jobs and spending their weekends numbing themselves with alcohol, you will inevitably become the 5th. They will normalize your excuses and discourage your ambitions because your growth makes them feel uncomfortable about their own stagnation. In your 20s, you must be ruthless with your associations. You cannot afford to be polite with your potential by surrounding yourself with people who pull you down. Seeking out a new circle does not mean you abandon your childhood friends with cruelty, but it does mean you acknowledge that you cannot fly with eagles if you continue to scratch with turkeys. You need to find people who are playing the game of life at a higher level than you are. You need friends who talk about ideas, not people. You need mentors who have already achieved what you desire and who can point out the blind spots in your thinking. Rohn suggested that wealth is contagious. When you sit at a table with people who view a $100,000 loss as a learning experience rather than a disaster, your own fear of failure begins to shrink. When you see your peers investing in themselves and waking up at 5 a.m. to build a business, your own laziness starts to feel like an anomaly rather than the norm. Your environment is more powerful than your willpower. If you rely solely on your own inner strength to succeed while surrounded by negative influences, you will eventually burn out. It is far easier to change your environment than it is to change your nature. By curating a circle of high achievers, you create a social current that pulls you toward success even on the days you don't feel motivated. This circle provides accountability, inspiration, and access to information that you would never find on your own. As Rohn said, don't join an easy crowd. You won't grow. Go where the expectations and the demands to perform are high. Your 20s are the time to find your tribe. The people who will push you to your limits and help you discover that your ceiling was actually just a flaw. Lesson 5. Sacrifice early or struggle later. The concept of sacrifice is often misunderstood as a form of self-punishment, but in the Jim Rohn philosophy it is actually a form of strategic trade. You are trading a lesser pleasure today for a greater reward tomorrow. In your 20s you have the highest level of energy and the lowest level of risk you will likely ever have. This is the sowing season of your life. If you spend this season playing, you will spend the rest of your life paying. Many young people want the fruits of success, the freedom, the travel, the luxury, without being willing to endure the winter of hard work and isolation. They want to look successful on social media before they are actually successful in their bank accounts. This is a recipe for a midlife crisis. By sacrificing the need to look cool and the need for immediate comfort, you set the stage for a life of true autonomy. Sacrifice in your 20s looks like saying no to the vacation you can't afford so you can invest that money in a business or a brokerage account. It looks like spending your Friday night studying a complex subject while your friends are out at a bar. It looks like living below your means so that you can build freedom capital. Rohn believed that life is a balance of wants and musts. If you don't discipline your wants now, your musts will overwhelm you later. The struggle of working 80 hours a week to build a dream in your 20s is significant, but it pales in comparison to the struggle of being 50 years old, broke and stuck in a job you hate with no way out. The price of success must be paid, and it is always cheaper to pay it up front. Ultimately, the goal of sacrifice is not to live a life of deprivation, but to live a life of choice. Jim Rohn famously said, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment." That bridge is built with the bricks of sacrifice. When you get better, life gets easier. But the only way to get better is to put yourself through the fire of intense focus and delayed gratification. Your 20s are your competitive advantage. While the world is distracted by the latest trends and short-term dopamine hits, the person who can remain focused on a long-term vision becomes a giant. By the time you reach your 30s and 40s, the sacrifices you made will have blossomed into a garden of opportunities that others can only dream of. You will have the skills, the habits, the philosophy, and the network to live life on your own terms, all because you were brave enough to be uncomfortable when it mattered most. Your 20s are not a rehearsal, they are the foundation. Every choice you make today is quietly voting for the future you'll live in tomorrow. Jim Rohn's message is clear. Don't waste these years. Build skills, sharpen your mindset, choose your habits wisely, and surround yourself with growth. Do that, and wealth won't be a mystery, it will be a result. If this message hit you, don't stop here. Rewatch it, apply it, and start becoming the person your future wealth requires.